So I wanted to start out hitting the highest teams, the Viking Twins. I always try to use my highest emblem teams first to really start off with a bang. I feel like even though there really isn't momentum, it just kind of helps to know. So red tanks, obviously, I always go 3-2. Not opposed to 4-1. People who know me know I really hate mono, but it does have its places sometimes, especially in war. I have been known to use 5 370s to clean if I've had to clean in order to save my 80s for a fresh team. And then what I'll do is I'll rework my teams since I won't need all 30 something of my 5 stars then for the remaining teams if I did it clean with the 370s. And what I'll do is I'll usually remove the slower teams out of the lineups first. I hate slow. If I could have 30 fast heroes regardless of their specials, I would totally do that in a heartbeat in wars, and sometimes in raids. So with this team, I love Mikey, however you pronounce his name. Ariel is a beast, and Alice is my other highest fast blue as far as emblems. And then of course C-Shat is my favorite purple right now. I've actually got a second one that I've ascended, and Ursula speaks for herself. So won that one there. This one obviously you only have so many blues, so I have 4 blues left. So I decided to split them up amongst 2 teams. I do love my reds. I have fallen in love with BK, and I am starting to emblem him now. So I paired him up with Grazul and Grave, which I like to do for the added AP, obviously, for the 3-stack, and with the 2 very fast to help mitigate the speed. And then Frida, her specials speak for themselves. But I love using Lysandra. Until Poseidon came out, she was my favorite fighter. And it goes. She shows it off a little in this fight. The extra mana boost that she gives everyone is great. But I do, and Ice-T will attest to this, I do believe SG conspires against me, and I was surprised she actually hit more than once here. In my experience, Lysandra always hits 4 times against me and only once for me. Similar that LB always raises all the enemies against me, but never raises anyone for me. So BK, you'll see here in this fight, BK really saved my arse in this one. I don't think without him that I would have held through to the end here. Who knows? It all depends on the tiles. I'm not going to commentate on tile selection. I never commentate on anyone's tile selection. There's too many things that can happen in this game, so. So lucky enough, all 5 of my teams surviving so far. Grazul able to. She doesn't always survive without her emblems, but she was able to this time, and she's not the top healer in the game, but she is good, and she was able to keep the team alive here, and actually boosted them from almost dead to almost full again. So this team, this was my fail. I'll give a spoiler here. You have to use weak colors at some point. And I was hesitant about using the greens, but I was hoping that with Mother North, you know, in her res, obviously, that kind of is a wild card, or a ace up your sleeve. And then I was hoping with Kingston against Grave that the greens would do better, especially having 2 fast greens on there. But as you can see, the up tiles were okay, but nothing great in this. One more there and it would have taken out Grave and Mother would have lived and might have been a whole different story, but was able to tank bust, and I thought I was pretty much done early on, and I actually was able to damage the team a little bit more, especially with field aid, than I thought I would. And this kind of this pissed me off. Liana and Kingston against Morgan just as she was ready to fire, and that's why I hit the stats there. Couldn't believe she was still alive. That upset me. I get upset if one of my heroes is killed, let alone if something like that happens and I lose. But so at this point, I'm just trying to throw tiles up and do as much damage as I can before I get taken out. And like I said, I was able to do a little bit more damage than I thought. So this is another one. This evade, and I'm thinking to myself, she better not evade again. And then I missed because of the blind. I was anyway, we've all had those moments. So this is my fail. Luckily I got some up tiles there, and was able to take out a 3rd hero, and actually did a little bit of damage when I thought I wouldn't, when I thought I was dead, to leave a much easier clean than I normally that I would have if things went the way they were looking. So there it is. Hopefully, I know I learned some stuff there in defeat. My biggest takeaway is I needed some emblems on my greens. Maybe if I had just a little bit, then Morgan wouldn't have survived that initial onslaught. So 3rd team here. Wolf, a lot of people, I love Wolf. Everyone knows that. He is my player. I love the boss. Hank the Tank. He's not always the best used on offense or in war, but since I have him fully emblemed, I do use him, and I like to pair Red Hood with him to get the even more of a defense buff with him. People who have Wolf and are hesitant to use them, I did an experiment, and I just went through my revenges, and I took my boss team and I just attacked the 6 next revenges on my tower list, regardless of who the tanks were, and I posted that video onto my YouTube, so check that out. Again, I'm a huge Boss Wolf fan, especially with field aid on defense, and love him with the family defensive buffs too. So got some decent, not great, decent up tiles on this one. Took out the tank early, and then it was just you can see the moves here. I'm not going to comment on the moves, but that's what the video's for. Really feel with this one I was able to work the board and come out with a victory on this one. Again, C-Shat is a beast. So there she is now. She fired. She's got 2 minions on her. Love her. I am probably going to, I don't spin like I did in the past anymore, but next Fables, I am probably going to spend like crazy to get Puss. I cannot wait to use Hood and Puss with Boss Wolf and other minion teams. I have 2 C-Shats, so I want to put Puss with my double C-Shat, see how that works out. So my yellow teams, so I do have a lot of emblems on the yellows. Drake and Poseidon are 2 of my biggies. I love Poseidon, especially he's so great against Gwen. If he gets to fire before Gwen does, and then she tries to fire and no one loses their mana, I love it. But for this team, I was able to take out the tank early. Mitz is, I do like Mitz. She was my favorite sorcerer until Ursula came out. Ursula. So Anzog, I liked him with when I had him embled. He just doesn't ever seem to survive for me without emblems. But I'm kind of short on healers, so wanted to throw him in there with Mitz. Blue's already dead, so don't have to worry about the reflect here. This one, oh, during the game, remember this was, you'll see here once I take out Leo, who Leo is an undervalued hero. He has more utility than people realize. So now, oh, I got 4 heroes against 1. Should be easy, right? This was pissing me off between Field Aid, and then the thorns that just seemed to pop up every time I took a breath, and then the heals there. It just, I knew I was going to take her out, but it's just like, come on already! I'm eating up video time here. So with the troops, you'll see I left. I let you see my team selection, so you can see the troops that I had in the beginning. For the most part, I have 2 mana and 1 crit, fully maxed or 29 for every color. So I usually go 2 mana, 1 crit, and then depending on the heroes, how I distribute those. Like I said, boss always gets the crit troop, and then here she just won't die. Finally, I knew I had 4 heroes maxed or ready to fire off the special, so I was like, okay, finally get to end this. Here, troop selection again. Again, I had to use the greens. Was hoping with LB and his res that it would help mitigate, and wanted to hoping that he'd get a res for me this time. Like I said, I'm superstitious. I have 2 Poseidons also. I love Poseidon. And Musashi with his tile damage, paired with Tarlac. I was hoping it would work out here. But again, nothing strong against the tank, so I was kind of hoping to get lucky with some tiles. It wasn't looking good at first. There she is with the evade. Evade's probably the thing I hate most in this game. Like, it's so frustrating because you don't expect it, and then all of a sudden it pops up and you just wasted an entire special. So I thought about saving LB there, in case Rabbit died from the fire. But I thought I would go ahead and knowing that he never reses for me, and see they try to take him out there, that I would go ahead and get those heals on the other heroes as soon as I could. So now to take out Elby, just so he doesn't res their entire team on me. Boom, take him out. And then with Tarlac, a lot of people hate Tarlac, but you throw Tarlac up and you just get a couple tiles your color, and it's devastating. It just destroys the other team. So I kind of, Ice-T will say this, I kind of have sometimes a kamikaze methodology when it comes to working the board. I'll work it the best I can, but sometimes I'll just I'll throw those diamonds up and hope for colors. But so took that team out, and that was the last one. Pretty good war. I was hoping to go 6 for 6, but it didn't work out. And I'm looking forward to next war with the purple tanks, and show off my boss a little bit with the field aid. Or no, it won't be field aid next time. It'll probably be arrows, but I still get to show them off with the purple war next time. So enjoy.